What's up everybody, Sunkist here, and in today's video we're going to be covering a VATS Cremator build. I feel like this weapon has kind of lived in the shadows of the plasma caster for a while when it comes to kind of one-shotting slash high damage per shot heavy crit build weapons. It's also kind of overshadowed by the recent buffs that are coming to heavy weapons, mostly for the Gatling plasma and the Gauss minigun. However, I definitely think this weapon has a place for VATS crit builds, and you're going to see why in today's video. This thing can really hit like a freight train if you build your your setup right. So I'll catch you at the end of the video, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, let's target the legs here. I believe that's the weak spot. Oh my good. Oh my. A two-shot. I mean, I don't think it was level 100, but still, it just two-tapped that thing. Wow. In order to get the plans for the Cremator, you're going to need to have a ally level of reputation with the Raiders, and the best way you can go about doing that is having completed the Wastelanders questline and siding with the Raiders. Also, complete the Moonshine Jamboree event when that pops up. Do the daily quests for the Raiders that will help you slowly over time build your reputation up to an ally. Also, I do believe you do need to have completed the Wastelanders questline, or at least have gotten it to a certain point to get the vendor you purchase it from to spawn. So I'll just show you where he is right now. So you're going to come over to the crater, come into the interior of the crater, turn to the left here, and Mortimer is the vendor that will be selling the Cremator plans and the mod plans for gold bullion. Nothing will show up here for me since I unlocked it already, but that's where we're going to purchase it from. So taking a look at our Cremator as we have it built here, the legendary effects that I'm running are bloodied, VATS hit chance, and +3 perception, and there is some purpose behind that, definitely. As you can see, the VATS accuracy of 64 is not super high, and this does have a slow rate of fire, especially considering the fact that we're going to run the heavy barrel on it. So we definitely want this to be as accurate in VATS as possible. So hence, us running the 50 hit chance, and then the +3 perception. If you didn't know, perception directly affects how much VATS accuracy you have as well. So we got the +3 perception for the little bit of extra VATS accuracy there. For attachments, we have the heavy barrel, the fast propellant tank, and the slow burning tank. And just my personal preference, I have the blue flames and the Rip Daring paint on there. Now, definitely, I would recommend 50 hit chance, just because you can stretch out your range a little bit. If you don't mind getting a little bit closer, I would definitely go with critical damage, 50% critical damage, or weapon speed as the other second star. I don't really think AP cost reduction is necessary on this. So if I were to recommend any other star for the third one, I would either go with weightless because it's a heavy weapon, or reload speed. Taking a look at our special point allocation, here is how we currently have it built. Take a screenshot if you'd like. Starting off with our legendary perk cards. I personally have all special cards maxed out. Over in the strength tree, we have all the heavy gunner perks maxed out, 1 rank of lock and load for faster reloads, traveling pharmacy, and strong back for extra carrying abilities. Perception, there's not too many cards here that directly buff our build since it's a heavy build, but we want a high perception since we want that high VATS accuracy. So key call out is rank 3 of concentrated fire, grenadier for the extra explosion radius. Definitely recommend taking this off at public events though to avoid annoying other players. Refractor for some extra resistance, and Butcher's Bounty since I'm a carnivore, and Wolf Ribs specifically. They're pretty easy to get, but they'll give you +5 perception, which definitely we want for our build. Endurance, pretty standard for a bloody build. Got Life Giver for survivability, Chem Feed, Chem Resistant to take chems and not get addicted to them. A couple other standard bloody things here. Strange in Numbers is an important one. Want to be buffing our mutations. Tenderizer for the extra damage, Stabilized and Demolition Expert for extra damage, batteries included since we're carrying fuel. So notice how I don't have the ballistic ammo reduction over in strength. or bandolier, sorry. Since we don't need bandolier, since we're just going to be carrying fuel for this build. Pretty standard agility tree for VATS here. A couple ranks of gung fu and adrenaline for some extra damage. And then the only key call out here in luck is the curator card to have our temporary buffs last longer. Everything else is pretty standard of a VATS critical build, whether you're using a rifle, commando, or this. So let's move on to the armor and mutations. So I am personally opting to use this weapon outside of VATS. You definitely could use this in power armor, especially with this upcoming season. The new power armor is really kind of geared towards VATS, so this build may get adapted for that armor once I get my hands on a good set of it. But for now, I'm running unyielding, AP regen, and weapon weights reduction on all of my civil engineering armor pieces. This is definitely would recommend running this as a bloodied build with unyielding, since you can crit every other shot and increase your damage output by a substantial amount, just making sure our luck value is over 33. Now if we take a look at our mutations, adrenal reaction for the extra crit damage, bird bones for the extra agility. I am personally a carnivore. Now this build would definitely be doing more damage if you were a herbivore, as there's more food buffs that can buff your crit damage. Eagle Eyes for extra damage. Herd Mentality for the extra special. And Marsupial and Speed Demon pretty standard on just everything else. There possibly could be other mutations that would be good for this build, but this is just kind of what I run for all of my builds out of convenience. So, yep, there you go. Wanted to do a little test here to see what actually nets us the most damage. So I'm going to test and see an explosive bobblehead versus a big gun bobblehead and see what we're looking like. So 781 for the, I guess, impact, if you will, and 2671 for the burn damage. So let's go ahead and take a, where is it here? Explosive bobblehead. So 30% extra explosive damage. Go back over to our weapon. So we're at 801, 260. The burn damage stays the same. So 801 versus... Let's take a big gun bobblehead. I know I have to waste these, so I feel a little bad about it, but... Okay, so... I don't think you can have two bobbleheads active. Yeah, you definitely can't. So big gun bobblehead definitely does increase it more than explosive bobblehead, just in case you were wondering. In addition to the fact that it's buffing the impact, it also looks like it buffs the damage over time too, so definitely go with the big gun bobblehead over the explosive. Just a quick little experiment though. Alright, aside from the kind of bobblehead experiment that we just ran there, here are the buffs that I'm running for this build. Like I mentioned, we got the wolf ribs there for the extra perception. I personally am running a hot dog. Probably will take a pemmican as well to increase our endurance and just our max HP, because as a bloodied build, that does make a pretty big difference. And then we got the smoked Mirelurk fillet for extra carry weight, and company tea for AP regen, and sweet moot fruit tea for extra crit damage. We're over at West Tech to do some testing on see what sort of damage we can get here. Also forgot to mention we are taking overdrive as well for extra damage and crit damage. So let's see what sort of damage you can hit for. Got a crit right away here. 3,300 damage, and as you can see, the Grenadier splash also hit the Mutant Hound right there and took him out. Let's do another, okay, I missed there. I gotta be careful with this indoors. You will kill yourself pretty easily. So I got a 1,500 damage on a level 100 Super Mutant with no crit, which is pretty impressive. So let's take him out first. Then we can go over here and not hit ourselves. Yeah, another 1,500 and I hit him for like 3,500 again. Just get that in there like that. Didn't even use VATS on them. This dude's gonna... Oh, yep, see, there we go. There we go. Yeah, the 3,600 damage crit shots will definitely get you if you're not careful. So let's go ahead and take Grenadier off for this interior space. That probably is gonna be a little easier for us. Let's get our rads back here. All right. Now let's do some more attacks here. I didn't even see how much damage that did. It just 3,500. Yeah, I mean it's just hitting absurd damage numbers. Yeah, and also it's like, if you hit a headshot, you're pretty much gonna kill them from that instantly. And if it doesn't, you know, the 3,200 damage of burn damage is gonna take them out. I mean, it's just, this weapon is really unstoppable. Let's see what we hit for torso damage here. So 1,700 to the torso, which, I mean, that could be the way to go if you're far range, so that we have a higher hit chance in VATS. But yeah, let's go test this out on some other enemies. All right, let's fight a super mutant behemoth here. Is it level 100? Yeah, start with the crit, see how we do. 3,200 damage. 16. Yeah, I mean, it 3 taps. Super mutant behemoth almost 2 tapped it if we just let the damage over time take it down. So that, I mean, that's hitting pretty hard. Let's see how we do on a scorched beast here, if we can get him to land first of all. Might have to target the torso. Let's see if I can get a headshot in here. 1 crit, 2,400 headshot, not bad. That's on a crit, by the way. 2, 3. So almost 4 shots. Wow, yeah, that's pretty impressive. The 3rd shot might have taken it out if I waited for the damage over time. Let's go see if we can find ourselves a Mirelurk Queen. 1,500 there. Another, yeah, I mean, you're just consistently hitting like 3,000 damage or higher on crits. And I'm not even a herbivore. This could be even higher. Okay, let's target the legs here. I believe that's the weak spot. Oh my good. Oh my. A 2-shot. I mean, I don't think it was level 100, but still, it just 2-tapped that thing. Wow. Yeah, I mean, this thing, it just rips. Thank you so much for watching and making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, definitely hit the like button and hit that sub button as well. Do stick around for future content. But yeah, overall thoughts, the Cremator as a VATS heavy crit build definitely hits really hard. As you can see, I was hitting routinely 3,500-ish damage on crit headshots on level 100 super mutants, which is pretty crazy. I took down a Mirelurk Queen in pretty much 2 shots. A similar story for the super mutant behemoth. So it is definitely very powerful, and I'm curious to see kind of what it's going to be like after the December update. But as always, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.